Okay, so let's do a reading for the month of August for Libra. And let's see, Libra, what's going on for you in this month? Okay. I'm hearing a meeting of minds. And there's a ribbon in someone's hair. Okay, so let's pull one more series. So, wow, a lot of great cards coming in. Okay, so Libra, I'm hearing someone's name that's if your name starts with a G. I heard specifically Greg. There's a Greer, a Greg. Something to do with you're taking someone's hand, and this hand is, it's almost like this hand is a different body, like with, I'm just not seeing that this arm is connected to this person. It looks like someone's reaching in, maybe they're reaching around you. Like, you know, when those videos that are going around of like people using, like two people making the video and the one person standing behind them and like doing a bunch of stuff. Maybe that's supposed to be funny, or maybe it's someone holding you because they have a ring on, and they have a ring on their middle finger, just like this right here. And the ring on the middle finger represents Saturn. So being the King of Swords, if you figure out where Libra is in your chart, that probably means that there's some aspect to Saturn happening, and it's showing that you are going to take command of your ideology and your intellect in some way, or maybe your ideas. Maybe you're fulfilling Saturn's intention. You could be going through, you know, your return of your Saturn, but the nature of this planet is something that never really leaves us, and I'm feeling like you're probably a fire sign, so this might not, that doesn't really matter, but there's an intense fire in you. And this was, your high priestess is in your past, so there was someone who was a mother figure to you, and I'm seeing a bunch of people by a pool. Like, I'm not sure, but your mother, whether or not she's alive or not, she's saying that she's okay, or like she's thanking you for whatever it is that you had to do. Maybe that's related to your Saturn. Maybe your Saturn is in Cancer, or you have strong placements in Cancer, but I'm also seeing someone that's holding some sort of like copper bin. It looks like maybe it's a kettle that you would hold water in, or like a basin you might plant flowers in. But I'm seeing you walking around outside in your yard, like with this bin. Maybe that's a way for you to connect to this. Maybe that's what you were doing, because this is in your past position. So you could have learned from the land or learned from a mother figure how to take care of your land. And the connection between the past cards is showing that this was you as a child, and I'm seeing that the center coin is like rotating almost, it's spinning. So maybe you were stuck in a cycle of being attached to finances or being attached to the things that you owned, and there's kind of like a heaviness around this person. So because this card is next to it, because you've moved into the King of Pentacles from the Four of Pentacles, it's like you're able to, look, he's not even looking back, the king. It's like you were able to get yourself out of some vortex, some cycle of attachment, material attachment that you had. And maybe this High Priestess helped you get there. And or maybe your relationship to like faith, or maybe what you did, maybe your job was in some way like related to anything that denotes the High Priestess. It was related to a type of like water, or like a place where things grow, because there's all this growth. And you can also see the symbolism of the Tao with both colors. So you might have been like sucked into this through wealth. I'm kind of getting that feeling of like a culty kind of thing, or like being in a group of people that had this it was like a club, like a specific kind of club. Okay, so what's happening now is this was above this, so this is in your higher mind. So you're feeling very much alive mentally, and you're probably coming up with ideas that you haven't been able to get to, but in some way your past, whatever this High Priestess card represents to you, brought you to this place. So experiencing those sorts of like rituals and whatever you're seeing in that card brought you to this place of intellect, and it gave you the experience that you have now. And see these birds, they're in flight, so you have this, like you're able to move more in your mind, and you're showing up as both, you have both kings in your present energy. So you're whatever your ideas are, they're being met with an equal support of income. Like you're being, maybe you're finally being compensated for the ideas that you have, or for your intellect, or at least that's how you see it. But if you notice, this king is looking at us directly. The King of Swords is looking at you directly. So it's like you're not afraid of saying what you believe. And you almost, you might even have a little bit of an air of like overconfidence that I might kind of like encourage you to check your ego there. So, and then there are all these grapes. Are those grapes on him? Maybe that's, I don't know. Of course I'm coming up with wine. Maybe you're just like a lover of wine. Not a problem, right? And you're probably somewhere where it's like kind of sunny and hot, because that's where this is. And also in this, you know, you have clear skies, also given the time of year. I wonder what these might be. Are these goats in the background? I really don't know, but I'm gonna see. Let's pull another one. And someone's also saying like tides are changing. So tides are changing, and that means they're moving. So water is moving. Things are moving in your life, and depending on where water is in your chart, whatever element is water in your chart, it's moving. So whatever house that is, it's moving. If you had Cancer in your first house, that means that your image might be changing. So you might be going through some shift, and it's related to an 8. It looks like it's related to wealth, because you have so many pentacles here, and you have the 2, 4, 8. You know, they're even numbers. They build on each other. So these are related here. The 2, the 4, and the 8. They're related in some way. Maybe it's a progression, like whatever this High Priestess card was, that fed this 4 of Pentacles energy is now making a transformation. So maybe you didn't have to let go of whatever that club like thing was, but you're just like moving with it. And you know, that can be a career. I do feel like it's career heavy because of all the pentacles and because of the intellect, you know. And this is a good introduction. Like the wands are being introduced. So it's almost like you're getting wherever you are right now, you feel like there's a good equilibrium of spiritual fulfillment, like material comfort, and you have a sense of like comfort in your routine. So that's leading to an opportunity to grow, and through building with someone or something, you're going to be given an opportunity, maybe like a promotion, maybe just an opportunity to earn more money, or to just be introduced to something that will bring fulfillment for you. And I'm getting an image of like a maze, like It kind of looks like a castle. Like it looks like it might be somewhere in like the UK or like in Ireland, and it's a panorama of a backyard, and there's a maze. It's like a really expansive landscape. It's pretty beautiful. So let's go through your houses and see what houses are going to be important for you this month. You might be going on a trip south of wherever you live, like to the islands, or to an island, a beach on an island. So then we have this, and this is crowning it, and this was quite underneath it. So here we go. Let's talk about the cards that have come up again. So this was in your past, and this was in your home. The High Priestess is in the 4th house, which represents the home. And when we first pulled your past card, you had the High Priestess. So there's some connection to your past home and your current home, and whatever this card, where was it? This was underneath the deck, right underneath whatever this 4 of Pentacles was, that relationship that was initially showing. This is a play on that. So maybe you're bringing in elements of a past home, or like moving somewhere that used to be a home front, or you're just trying to create a space that facilitates what you've learned through this energy. So your 4th house is fairly important. If you are not tending to your home front, maybe you should, or you should try to bring in like things that are alive, things that represent unity, maybe books on like the Torah, like spiritual texts. Maybe introducing that in your home could help fulfill that house. And it will help diminish the effects of the next house, which is the 5th, related to creativity, because it's showing that there's going to be some sort of letdown in a creative opportunity, or maybe in relationship to like a sibling. You might have a falling out with a sibling. So having these texts, I'm getting texts specifically, having these books, kind of like those, like just like having those around are gonna help mitigate whatever is taking place in your 5th house. And that's related a lot to your 8th house, and it's showing that there's going to be some sort of victory. So keep your 8th house alive. make sure that you're feeding all things in the 8th house. And you can do that by elements of your home. There's a relationship to your 4th house and your 8th house. So you might want to like research anything related to things that are hidden, or maybe things that you've been hiding from yourself. There's a reflective nature that's coming through. Okay. And this relationship to the 5th house. The 5th house, so let's go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so your 5th house and your relationship to your 12th house. The 12th house is 8 houses away from your 5th house. So you might want to look back to your 8th house to understand what's this uncertainty is. And I was just talking about something related to what you were looking at about your past. So there's some uncertainty here in this death aspect. Maybe you don't want to let go of a part of yourself, or maybe you don't want to. It has to do with letting go of some sort of emotion, some sort of idea that you have about who you are. Maybe it's an image, because in your 1st house, you're getting this like spark of a new opportunity. They're both pentacles. So it's like you're not quite sure how to handle this. And for some of you, it's related to this falling out that you're having with a sibling. And that's all I'll say about it without being too specific. If you look in the background of this 7 of Swords, there are these tents that have like flags on them. And it looks like it's some sort of like festival or some sort of like jokester, like something about the Joker is coming through. So the Joker, whoa, that's being someone's trying to get away with something, and I have a feeling that it's related to, again, this sibling of yours, or it could be even a child of yours. But whatever is in your 5th house, there's this relationship to your 5th house and the overall energy, and that's coming in, right? So this was what was unseen about the beginning of the reading. But you still have these 2 cards, and they were in this order. So regardless of all of the minute details that might resonate more with some than others, just know that whatever deceit has happened in any area of your life, probably in communication with someone, there is going to be like you're gonna gain insight about why this happened, and that is coming to you, and it's probably gonna come to you while you're in the home, and while you're you're seeking refuge in your home through information related to the 8th house. Or with friends, which I pretty much just looked over this house, but it might be a good idea to have people over, bring people into your home to nullify the effects of the 5th house and the 12th. All right, Libra. That's your reading. Thank you so much.